Okay, so we have the second page of lesson 7.1, and now it's using squares and rectangles here to talk about fractions. Fractions being halves, thirds, and fourths. And a little background on fractions: the top number is the numerator, bottom number is the denominator. The top number is kind of what's shaded, or the part you're looking at. The bottom number is the total pieces. So we're just going to do 10, 11, and 12 together, and then I'll kind of talk about what to do on here. Measure in centimeters, draw rows and columns, shade to show halves, thirds, and fourths. So I have this ruler here. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. 1, 2, and again, these lines don't have to be perfect. So right here, I want to color half of these. What's important to note is that I have a total of 12 then. So if I want half of 12, that would be 6. It makes most sense if I color this 6 right here so you could see those halves. Now I'm going to go ahead and just kind of do numbers 11 and 12 with you, but trying to get those 12 boxes again. I'm going to see how close I can do it, just freehanding it, in case you don't have a ruler. But 12 boxes here, I want 1/3. If I kind of ignore these lines and just look at it as 1, 2, 3 pieces, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4 of 12 is a third. Okay, over here, same thing. There's my 12 pieces. If I ignore these two, I can kind of see those fourths. So I'm just going to color one of these, and it would be 3 of 12 is a fourth. When you get to here, 13, you're shading to show halves two different ways. So I'm just going to cut it this way to show a half, and I wanted you to do the rest of this page on your own and come back. But how can I cut this square in half a different way? And then for fourths, how can I cut this up 4 ways? How can I cut this up again in halves again? So I'll kind of do these and then come back with you. Going to the other sides. More practice with partitions and equal shares. And all you're doing on this side is you're measuring in centimeters, draw rows and columns, write the number of small squares. So again, we're looking for a centimeter ruler here, and how many rows and columns, how many total squares am I going to get? When I look at 16 and 17, for sure I should have fewer in 17 because it's less area. And I guess kind of what this is leading to is basically area or space covered in centimeters. So 2 halves, 3/3, 4/4. This is like on the other side. Again, do your best on these. I'll show you the answers after you press pause. And if you don't get some of these correct, that's okay. Just see how I did them. and kind of think about it that way. So go ahead and press pause now and then come back and see how you did. Hi, Bean. Okay, so here are the answers, and again, you might have had these slightly different, but a half this way, turn it to have a half this way, a fourth here, and you could have even done this over again and just shown a fourth a different way. Then I did diagonals, and then pieces this way. You could have also done pieces that way. Right here, shade to show halves two different ways. The easiest way to think about this one would be a half this way, and then a half this way. So you're thinking about these almost being sheets of cake, and what ways could I cut this cake to half it two different ways. When you get to the other side here, again, I know that this is a little bit difficult cutting these apart in centimeter squares, so make sure you're just doing your best. But I got 12 here, then 6, then 15, 9, 15, and then 20. And then 22, you could have had these bottom ones, or really any 6 technically would be half of 12. So it's kind of difficult because they're trying to get you to think about fractions without getting too much into it, because that's kind of a 3rd grade topic. But this would be 6 out of 12. Thirds would be 4 out of 12. And if you can kind of figure out and look at it and kind of ignore these horizontal lines, you can kind of see the 3 that way. Just over here, if you ignore the vertical lines, you can kind of see the 4 pieces. To get one of those shaded would be fourths, so that would be 3 pieces. So again, do your best on these. I know that this lesson's pretty difficult, but that's it.